So last week I'm watching West Virginia. If you listen to the show, you know I cover West Virginia. I do 9 hours on game day. 3 hours before, 3
How
hours
many?
during, and 3 hours after. 9 hours. Yapping for
Consecutively.
9 hours. Yeah, which is fine, except when there's a game like last week when West Virginia's getting shelled 48-10 and not competitive and not in it. Third quarter of that game, could have done it in the first quarter, but held on because it was semi-close till halftime. I had a text up to you guys in our thread to say, West Virginia is now banned from the show. We're not talking about them anymore. I'm done. They're non-competitive. Get them out of here. They're not on the show. And then we got to the end, and I went, they got TCU next week. TCU won again. The Frogs are undefeated. Dang it, West Virginia's back in the rundown. So here we go. They're about to get banned. They're teetering. You know those odds they put out on first coach fired or next coach fired?
Yeah.
West Virginia would be leading the odds in next team banned from our show. They're
Okay.
leading. They're the leading odds right now. They're
But,
still in, but they're hanging by a thread.
A lot of people listen to this show or watch the show from West Virginia.
They know too. They agree with me. They know. They're watching. They know. They're not going to get mad at me for that. They agree. They might not be watching anymore either.
You summed it up last week, and I tweeted it, the clip, 10 seconds, and you said, you know what to expect from the West Virginia defense? Absolutely nothing. It was so well delivered. And I was like, watching the game, I said, boy, he nailed that one. And now they're playing an undefeated TCU team. What do we expect here? What is this?
Points. So the first thing you need to look for is the team total for TCU over and probably game over. But let's dive in here a couple things because here's the deal. West Virginia got trucked and got trucked in 2 of the last 3 games.
Trucked? Did you say trucked?
Trucked.
All right. I just wanted to make just for the censors. That's all. I was just saying, make sure you said
trucked. Trucked. Could say the other word though, but I won't. But could. It applied as well. All right. So here we go. There's there's 2 main stories here I want to hit on for this game because I cannot believe I'm actually going to put hard-earned money back on West Virginia this week, but I might have to. So help walk me through here. Well, here's why. I'm going to give you the story here.
All right.
There's 2. One of them is this. Yeah. Is TCU a team of destiny, undefeated? They're running through what's been an unbelievably competitive Big 12. Unlike these super conferences with only 10 teams and Kansas getting better, there's no bottom in this league. I mean, it might be West Virginia right now is the bottom of this league. It's a very competitive, good league.
Okay.
So is TCU a team of destiny that's going to continue to roll under first-year coach Sonny Dykes with a really dynamic offense? Max Duggan has been tremendous, should be in the Heisman conversation as of now. Quentin Johnston, their receiver, is probably a top 15 pick. He's great. Speed on offense, they can run. Defense, we'll get to that. Or are they playing with fire and about to get burned?
That's what
they have been on an unbelievable run here of 5 consecutive games that are very emotional, big games. Started with SMU,
right?
Continued with 4 straight Big 10 games, all 5 of these wins, 4 straight Big 12 games against ranked opponents that TCU has beaten every one of them in a row. Ooh. 3 of those in a row, TCU has to come back from being down. The last 2 games, they were down by 17 and 18 points, found a way to come back and win.
And cover.
Yeah. Magic season, or great run up to this point, about to get into some trouble here in a place where they struggle. Here, I'll give you a trend. You ready for our first trend of the week?
Yeah, give me something.
This is courtesy of VSiN. So VSiN had a bunch of trends out that we'll go through for a lot of these games. Here's the first one.
Yep.
Trends involving West Virginia have held pretty true to form this year. Okay. The Mountaineers were on a 1-6-2 ATS run against Kansas. What they do to Kansas? They lost outright.
They did not cover.
Or Kansas won outright. Yes. Yeah, they lost straight.
Huge favorites. Imagine
big favorites.
That line will be a lot different today.
Whew. That trend held. Here's another trend.
Yep.
In the Baylor West Virginia series, the home team was 7-2 ATS.
What
West Virginia do
at home.
There we go. That trend held.
Right.
West Virginia had been on a 3-7 ATS run against Texas Tech going into the game Saturday. What happened? Fell. Didn't cover. Texas Tech houses them.
I believe, yes. Trucked.
Here's the latest trend. West Virginia is 6-0 against the spread
Oh,
against TCU in the last 6,
oh,
and West Virginia has won the last 4 games in this series
outright?
outright.
Out?
They
Are
have
we
had
calling for outright?
I don't know that I can get there. I mean, we still
Plus
have some stuff
seven
to
and a
talk
half
about
right
here.
now.
But situationally, this situation favors West Virginia, and it's probably not close. TCU coming from behind these last 2, 5 straight weeks of really difficult wins that they've come through. On the road for only the 3rd time this season, it will only be the 3rd time they leave the state of Texas. When I say on the road, I mean going outside the state of Texas. How about that for a scheduling quirk? 12 games, 9 of them are in the state of Texas for
Travel
TCU.
budget. You were in the athletic department all them years. Just save money on the travel. You schedule the teams in the same state. They're short trips. Um,
Schools don't save money anymore, Dave. That doesn't happen.
they don't have to, I guess, right?
No, they
They
don't have to.
will at some point. They will have to again.
Okay, so there's a lot of situational stuff around this that favor West Virginia. Now let's get to the game for just a second. West
7.5.
Virginia just they
Seven
can't
and a
stop
half.
TCU.
Oh,
Okay, so you're either going over. I mean, you got to go over. I don't know why. I don't know what possibly you would play under for in this game, even though it's what 69 and a half for a total.
consensus line right now is 69. It opened at 70. So first number you have to find the total that they'll at least go under, and you found it at 70, which is crazy because it seems like an easy over.
2 things to watch on the West Virginia side.
Yeah.
If West Virginia can't run it, they're in trouble. They don't win. They've got to run.
Can't run it,
Texas and
can't run
Texas
it.
Tech have stopped the run by, here's how they've done it. They have played press man coverage on West Virginia's receivers.
Press
West
man
Virginia's
coverage. That sounds
big
very efficient.
receivers can't get off of it. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
they're able to shut down the 2 outside receivers with single guys.
Yeah.
That forces or that allows those teams to load the box on West Virginia,
Okay.
and they can't run it.
All right.
If TCU doesn't play press man coverage,
Press man coverage.
then look out. West Virginia may be live here. Baylor didn't press West Virginia. They played off them. West Virginia chewed them up, put up 40 plus, including a defensive touchdown. I know that helped. Watch that early. What's TCU doing with their defensive backs? If they're up on pressing, look out. Could be a long day. Watch that.
So
Here's the
that's what
concern.
that's what I'll be watching in game. I'll be watching for press man coverage. You're going to have to text me on Saturday and
I
say,
will.
look, they're playing press man coverage. Play the game under, right? That's what it sounded like to me.
Or just take TCU minus
Or just
7.5
take
or whatever
TCU.
the number
Okay.
is at that point. Yeah, that's probably the more likely. Here's the
Oh,
concern if you want West Virginia's side.
yes.
Here's the concern.
I don't. You always do this. Now you taking me to the other side here. Go ahead.
Injuries for West Virginia.
Beat up bad.
Starting left guard will be out. He's played 1,600 snaps for WVU.
Who's
He was
replacing him?
He was 2 guys that are inexperienced.
Oh,
He was
boy.
out against Texas Tech. You saw how that happened.
Oh no.
West Virginia also lost its left tackle against Texas Tech,
Oh no.
who's a true sophomore. He'll be in the NFL. He's their best lineman. He should be back. Wyatt
Okay.
Milam. So if you really want to get in the weeds, watch and make sure 64 is in at the left tackle. If he
64.
is, okay.
64 right there.
All right. Another concern. I just told you West Virginia had to run it.
Yeah.
2 of its 3 running backs that all play,
Uh-huh.
2 of the 3 may be out.
Oh, what the hell's going on down there?
Tony Mathis, who had 160 yards rushing against Baylor, is definitely out. That's
Oh,
a
boy.
concern.
Oh,
The number 3 guy who comes in, doesn't give you a ton, but spells the other 2, gives you 20 or 30 yards. He may be out.
this is bad.
That's not good.
No, I was looking forward to taking West Virginia plus the points. I was even thinking about sprinkling money line, and you became a complete downer. No, I don't even want to do that. I just want to bet the over. But if they're playing press man coverage, I'm going to bet the under pregame, hoping they're playing press man coverage. And then if they aren't, bet the over. There's a lot of things to think about here. Can West Virginia win this football game?
I know it's hard to say yes, given what you just saw from West Virginia last week
Right.
and what TCU is doing. It's really hard. And maybe they can't, but weird things happen in Morgantown, just like weird things happen in Lubbock, Dave. Now it's a noon kick here locally.
Okay.
So it won't be as crazy in the stadium, but I've seen West Virginia do this before. You count them out. They're in a game they have no business winning. Look out. If TCU turns it over a time or 2, I think this is live, and West Virginia's going to have to score. If they're going to win, it's going to be 45-42.
Right.
They're going to have to put up a ton of points here, which you can on the TCU defense.
Right.
That's the Achilles heel of this TCU team. Offense is lights out. You can score.
I'm leaning West Virginia. You gave me a zillion things to think about between now and Saturday, but I think the line's just going to creep up. Like if it's at 7.5 now, it'll touch 8. There'll be guys that come in at 8 and buy it. So it's just going to bounce. This is a good number. Total 70 sounded pretty good. That's a high number. Can't go anywhere but down usually from 70. So hopefully this is an entertaining game. I feel like this will be a little more competitive than the Ohio State-Penn State game, but I guess I'll be watching both on Saturday.
I probably go in on West Virginia one last time at 7.5, then we may be done. If they get greased, that may be it. But I might have to trust Morgantown. Might have to trust Morgantown.
Really? All right.
I don't know. We'll see. I might also at the same time play TCU's team total over, even if I'm on West Virginia.
There you go. Well, you could do that and win both. That's not a bad idea. 38-31. That's the projected final, right?
That just feels low. I mean, I really don't know how West Virginia holds this team under 40. I really don't, unless there's weird turnovers, because they're going to move it.
TCU gets 40, they win the game, right?
Well, I don't know.
We could win this game 45-41 or something.
I think this is old school Big 12 shootout.
Oh, right.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought against Texas Tech. I thought both teams would score, and Texas Tech just flat big boyed West Virginia.
Yeah, well,
defensively. So
talk about big boy and somebody. What about this next game in the Big 12?
Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, click on another video right here on the screen. And if you really liked it, consider subscribing below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.